Today we're going to talk about a harsh reality impacting the majority of business owners or wannabe business owners. And that reality is you're not ready for it. You're not really ready to commit to the actions, to the sacrifice that it takes to get the ball rolling, whether you're starting a new business or you're trying to get your existing business to the next level. I don't care what anybody says. If you're having trouble reaching it and getting there, it's because you're not putting in the effort, you're not pulling in the full ass. I don't care how hard you're working, I don't care how smart you're working, you haven't made the space to get there. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're starting a business, and right now, every day you get up at 7 o'clock and you're still not getting there. You're still not getting what you want. You still don't have the time in the day. You can't find the hours. You can't make space. You haven't been getting things done every day. I mean, that's nobody's fault other than your fault. You got to get up and set it and forget it. So right now, if your alarm clock is set for 7 o'clock, you got to back that thing up a couple hours. You got to get up at 5 o'clock if you really want to get stuff done. All right. And I'm not trying to, take you down or, point the finger, poke you and do any damage here. I'm calling things what it is. I'm calling things what they are. I'm telling it like it is. So it's not a question of, you don't have the time. You didn't make the time. It's not a question of not knowing what you need to do. You know what you need to do. You know the things, the series of actions. You've been playing that in your head for days, weeks, months, years in some cases, in many cases.
In 200 meters, turn left onto Boulevard Decari.
I know one person that I've actually known for a couple of decades now, and she's still been humming and hawing over getting her software designed and her funding and her business going. And it's literally like almost 20 years later. And I sat down recently and had the same conversations with her that I had a couple of decades ago. She's literally still in the same place. All right. She's in between jobs. She has her idea down. It's the same idea. It hasn't changed. And it's a software idea. Keep that in mind. I mean, these things come and go, and the whole market shifts like that in a second. So really, what I'm saying here is you're not ready for it. You're not ready to push back the clock. All right. And put in the full effort that it would take to get you where you want to be, okay? Doing what you want to be doing and shining in the way that you want to shine. And you can tell, you just look at the data. Where and why isn't this happening? All right, I know someone who wanted to move to another country, and they told me that, the reason that they didn't go, even though they did the research, it makes perfect sense for them. They'd be way happier during the winter season because they'd get more sunshine. It's the best. Everything is healthier there and this and that. And they had their reasons for doing it, but they were stopped by their reasons for not doing it, even though they applied.
At the light, turn left onto Boulevard Decari. Signs for Auto Route 15.
They applied for jobs there and they got offers. The rationing for not going, the reason, when I asked, why didn't you go if you got job offers, was that there was a difference in salary. So they preferred staying here and traveling elsewhere instead of making that move. So it was a question of priorities. So really, either the pain you're in right now isn't big enough to take the leap and make those moves and make those sacrifices to get to the next level, regardless of the moves you're making right now, how hard you're working, the sacrifices you're making right now. There's a gap between the amount that you're doing right now and the amount you need to get done to get to where you want to be. And there's reasons. And you can, if you think about them, you're going to be able to find them and pick them out and say, all right, well, here's why, right? You call them reasons, I call them excuses. So really, you have to figure out what your excuses are. You're making excuses for yourself. Everybody does it on a small scale or
Continue
on a
on
big scale.
Boulevard Decari for 1 kilometer.
But we all do it. We're all guilty of it. So we have to take accountability and find the areas where we're not succeeding and moving the ball towards the goals that we have for ourselves. Because you're not just gonna wake up one day and it's all gonna get done. You need to move the marbles, my friends. You gotta move one step at a time towards whatever you're targeting, whatever you're aiming at, whatever you're trying to achieve. And I'm trying to help you here. I'm not trying to bust anybody's whats. I really think that it's sad to see people that have been in the same situation for such a significant period of time trying to do the same one thing, and over such a big period of time, large period, they haven't made any progress. We're not just talking about a little bit of progress. We're talking about, like, they're not moving. Like, they haven't taken one step towards what they really want. And so thinking about it, planning it, wanting it, dabbling in it, coming and going, doing one thing, and then, taking one step forward and then another back, and then you have a setback, and man, you got to reset your alarm clock, all right? 1 hour a day. Think about what you could do with 1 hour a day. Just back up the clock 1 hour a day. If you're not getting your workouts, and maybe that's your goal, if you're not getting your business to your next level, your health, maybe you need to do a little more meal prep to eat healthier. Maybe you need to, go for a longer walk with your dog. Whatever it is, man, I'm telling you, the easiest way to get there is go to bed a little bit earlier. That's a sacrifice. You're going to watch one less episode of whatever you're watching now on Netflix or Chick Flicks or whatever crap you're watching. I don't watch TV. My TV's been unplugged for years. You're going to dial that down, go to bed earlier, and back up the clock. You don't want to sacrifice your health if you don't have to. All right. I understand now, as you get older, health is a very big thing. I have a friend who had and is still dealing with what appears to be a long-standing, serious health issue. And it's a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call for somebody who's in a similar age category, a little bit younger, but similar age category to them, to say, listen, A, you have a limited time. B, you want to enjoy that time. And trust me, if you're not healthy, you're not going to be able to achieve all your goals, and you're going to not enjoy your limited time fully. So I don't care what it is that you're watching that's so good. Nothing is going to be better than treating your body right and taking care of it. All right. Whether that means getting your proper meals in or actually exercising regularly, properly, you got to make it happen. You got to make all this stuff happen. So you got to figure out the easiest thing that you can cut out of your life. All right. To be able to set your alarm clock earlier and not sacrifice your health, that being sleep, which is very important. All right. And then if it's still not backed up enough, you got to back it up more. All right. So if you're going to bed at 11, make it 10. You're waking up at 7, make it 6. Try an hour to start. If you think you need more, do more. But I would at least try and do an hour more. You basically build 1 hour of golden time into your day to do whatever actually is high priority that needs to get done. Beyond the grind, beyond the daily day-to-day stuff that you do every day that you use as an excuse for not getting done all the other important stuff. All right, and this is the secret, my friends. This is the magical place where your life transformations are going to happen. It's in that extra little bit of time that you create for yourself regularly, and you commit to that, and you make the commitment to yourself or to your family or to your body or to your business or to your dog or to whatever else is important to you in your life. But that's how it is, man. You got to make that time, because if you're not making it, you're either not in enough pain to make the change, you're too comfortable, and they say a salary is what they give you to kill your dreams. All right, they give you just enough to keep you there doing what you're doing, busy enough to not have time to build anything else that's really important to you. All right, so that's something to consider there. But if you haven't made the moves, you haven't taken the actions, you haven't made the time, you haven't made the commitment, you haven't put in the mental and physical energy that needs to be put in there to get things done, to get to a place that you're happier with, that you would very much appreciate being there, getting there, and you're just sitting there talking about it, thinking about it. Okay, it's good to talk and think about it because you're getting on the right track to manifestation. You also have to add some positive elements, positive reinforcement whenever possible, and get rid of the negative reinforcement around those ideas and goals. But what's missing here is the actions. How do you get to the actions? You don't have the time. What do? Very simple. You got to make the time. Make it. All right? It's not going to happen by itself. You take your alarm clock right now if you haven't done it already. It says 7 o'clock every morning. You move that up, back it up to 6 o'clock. Right now, you identify what it is that you're doing at night that's keeping you awake until a certain time, and you make a sacrifice. You choose what to cut, what is going to get you in bed earlier so that you don't need to sacrifice your sleep. All right? You got it. Do it. I'll see you in the next